Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and this is for 24th February 2021. As we all know that we are into the revision mode and we are revising the entire syllabus in the form of CBSE sample papers. As part of it, we have answered already 3 papers, and right now we are doing the 4th one. In the 4th one also, in our previous session, we have answered section A, that is the objective type questions, along with new type of questions, that is assertion and reasoning type, as well as case-based study questions. Now we go to section B in this session. Section B consists of 9 questions. Each question carries 2 marks. So this section virtually carries 18 marks. So section A 22 and section B 18, 40 marks. If you are preparing for 1 sentence or 2 sentences, at the most 3 sentences, you are thorough with almost 40 marks out of 70. So keeping that in our mind, we go straight away to question number 17. Give a diagrammatic representation of fermentation process. Question 18. List main uses of auxins. Question 19. Why does cerebral hemisphere possess many gyri? Question 20. When does RQ is slightly more than 1? Or if a person is feeling dizzy, glucose or fruit juice is given immediately, but not a cheese sandwich which might have more energy. Explain. Question 21. What is non-cyclic photophosphorylation? Question 22. What are the 2 main functions of pigments other than chlorophyll in green leaves? Or ATPase enzyme consists of 2 parts. What are those parts? How are they arranged in the thylakoid membrane? Conformational change occurs in which part of the enzyme? Question 23. Describe the inflorescence type of Solanaceae family. Question 24. What happens in case of deficiency of antidiuretic hormone? And last one, what is nidoblast? C is silent, nidoblast. And of course, section C we will see in our next class or next session. And we go straight to the explanation of the question. That is, here we come, section B, answers. So we got anaerobic fermentation. So we got pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid becomes ethanol, ethyl alcohol, with conversion or loss of NADH. NADH plus H plus is becoming NAD plus, ethanol is formed. Whereas another way is pyruvic acid becomes lactic acid, particularly in the muscles when there is no oxygen availability. And here also NADH plus H plus is becoming NAD plus. So ethanol is formed in when yeast is present, and particularly in molasses. Lactic acid formed in the muscles when there is a deficiency of oxygen. That is the reason why, to avoid the formation of lactic acid, the athletes, people who are playing games, and even people who are going to do rigorous exercise, they need to warm up so as to make all the muscles to have oxygen. In the deficient or no oxygen, the muscles will be having lactic acid. Presence of lactic acid in the muscles will make muscles tight. So we say muscle catch. Question number 18. Main uses of auxins are the following. Induces rooting, root formation. Induces flowering, flowers. Prevents premature fruit drop. Induces parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy, okay? That is the fruit formation. Next, 19. In the brain, gyri will be the gyri increase the surface area of cerebral cortex and help in the formation of the brain division. Increasing the surface area of the brain allows more neurons to be packed into cortex so that it can process more information. That is the advantage of having curvatures in the brain, cerebral cortex. Question 20. Respiratory quotient slightly more than 1 is found when organic acids are broken down as respiratory substrates under aerobic conditions, like 2COOH, COH functional group twice plus O2 giving rise to 4CO2 plus 2H2O. Now how do you calculate RQ? It is the number of carbon dioxide molecules divided by number of oxygen molecules. So 4CO2 by 1 O2, 4 CO2 and 1 O2, that becomes 4. So C4H6O5 malic acid, and that gives in the oxidation 3O2 gives rise to 4 CO2 and 3H2O. Here also RQ is 4 CO2 divided by 3 O2, 4 by 3, 1.3. So that's how it is more than 1. And there is a choice for this question. Glucose or fruit juice is an immediate source of energy as it gets absorbed quickly, whereas cheese, sandwich requires time for digestion and absorption. A sick person requires immediate energy supply. So glucose or fruit juices are given so that the patient gets instant energy. Instead of a cheese or a sandwich that has more energy than glucose or fruit juice, but it takes time for the patient to get that energy. Hence, it is always advisable that glucose in the form of liquid must be administered to a sick person, and fruit juices are better than the cheese and the sandwich. Question 21. It is the process of formation of ATP and NADPH during which electrons are emitted by reaction center P700 is not returned to it but is substituted by the electron emitted by reaction center P680, which in turn gets the electrons released by photolysis of water. So in presence of photon light, water will be broken down. So H2O is broken down to protons H plus hydroxyl ion OH minus. Okay, and this is photolysis. And question 22. The functions of pigments other than chlorophyll are: it absorbs light energy and transfer it to chlorophyll for photosynthesis, to protect the chlorophyll molecule from photooxidation. And there is a choice for this question also. ATPase is an enzyme, consists of two parts called F0 head, F1 head. The F0 head is towards the inner side of the thylakoid, while F1 is towards the outer side of the thylakoid. The conformational change occurs in F1 part of the enzyme. Question 23rd. Solitary, axillary or terminal umbellate or occasionally helicoid and scopoid cyme. Cyme is the type of inflorescence. 24th. Deficiency of ADH can lead to diminished ability of the kidney to conserve water, leading to water loss and dehydration. This disease is known as diabetes insipidus. It is also a type of sugar disease, but it is basically because of deficiency of ADH. Right? Next, question 25th. Nidoblasts are special structures containing stinging capsules. The poisonous substance from the stinging capsule is used to kill the prey. So mainly it is, that's why the name itself is nidaria, nidoblasts. Okay. Now section C consists of the 5 questions. Each question consists of 3 marks. So 5 into 3, 15 marks. Since it is a 3-mark question, you have to write around 5 to 6 sentences. So question number 26. In a prokaryotic cell, oxidation of glucose molecule always provides 38 ATP molecules because NADH does not enter into mitochondria. In eukaryotic cell, oxidation of glucose, one molecule of glucose always provides 36 ATP molecules. Most of the energy in the cells is liberated by oxidation of carbohydrates when pyruvic acid is converted into CO2 and H2O. Now, question number 27. Monodelphus stamens and Syngenesis stamens and Syngenesis stamens. 3 types of stamens, male reproductive organs in a flower. Monodelphus, all the stamens of flower are fused in the form of one bundle by the filaments only. In Syngenesis, anthers of all the stamens are fused, and Syngenesis, anthers and filaments of all the stamens are fused. Monodelphus, the staminal tube is formed around the base of the pistil, which may extend to cover the style. Syngenesis, fused anthers make a tube around the style. And in Syngenesis, fused anthers and filaments form a compact mass. In Monodelphus, anthers and upper part of the filaments are free. In Syngenesis, filaments of all the stamens are free. In Syngenesis, no part of stamen is free. So we will continue in our next session with the left out questions of the section C and the section D that contains 5 more questions.